Pluto here with
Xpecial from TSM.
TSM. Obviously, it's not like all over your shirt or anything. I don't think they can tell exactly who you are. Sweet new shirts, by the way. You got your sponsors finally on there. Gunner, Razor, boom. Now, catching you right after a fairly disappointing loss, Frost versus TSM. You guys were trying to make it advance in this tournament, of course, and you guys were the American favorite, of course, first place seed. No other American team made it even out of the group stages. So did you guys have a lot of pressure, being the only North American team to represent the USA in this tournament?
We had a lot of pressure. That was clear. We embraced it before the matches during the little pregame thing. We had like the U.S. flag, Canadian flag, right? So with that, we were like, we wanted to come out strong, and for the most part we did. There was also some delays and some problems with that, but overall we played fairly solid. The Koreans played better, and they were just a better team at this event.
Now, you guys faced Azubu Blaze, the sister team of Frost, back at the MLG Summer Arena, where you guys basically went 0-5 against them. So now, after this 2-0 loss, you guys are now 0-7 against the Korean teams. Is there something that you think you guys need to particularly change to be able to compete on their level?
It's hard to say. Looking back at the game, we knew a lot of, or we see a lot of our mistakes, but at the same time, every time we've tried to fix those mistakes, the Koreans are advancing, and we're pretty much fighting from behind now, and it's going to be a tough road. Koreans just showed that they are pretty much one of the best teams, if not the best team, and whoa, these Koreans, it's like, so listen.
Quick little cameo from Frost. I think that's Rapid Star, or one of them. He's photobombing your interview too. Oh, this is awkward.
That was actually Rapid Star, I believe. Really? Yeah, they're mid player.
Son of a bitch.
I wouldn't say that, but
taking away your glory and taking away your interview time as well. It's kind of disappointing. But let's talk about the game specifically. Game one, Sona Ezreal bot lane, regarded as a very, very good lane. There's a lot of poke. There's a lot of sustain. It's just a good overall lane versus the Blitzcrank and Misfortune of theirs. So Misfortune, she hasn't really seen a lot of play. I think, the tweak they made to like her ultimate being a faster wind-up time has kind of pushed her back into maybe the competitive nature. Was that an unexpected pick for Frost to pick up, or did you guys plan on playing against Misfortune?
We did not plan on playing against MF, but we expected something like Graves. But it wasn't MF that really pushed them into the lead or anything. It was MF was there. She did her role in team fights, and that was pretty much it. Like, she just had her AoE ult for damage, and similar to Graves, like you have your AoE ult and your AoE Q, so that wasn't very surprising. It didn't really do much, but yeah.
Then what was the carry for Frost that really sealed the deal?
Part of that was just their top laner, and their jungler coordination. With the top laner, it was just dominating, and they did really, really well. Top lane, Darius went 0-3 with Darius against Jace, and Jace just snowballed really hard, and it was very unfortunate. So we came out of the lane phase behind, and they just kept pushing the lead, and then finally, when we traded Baron for 2 inhib towers and an inhibitor, it was pretty much like the snowball is like.
What was exactly going through your heads at that point? Like, you guys knew you had a creep wave, you knew they were going mid, you knew they were pushing mid, and you guys still continued to do that Baron. Whose call was that, and was it, looking back on it, hindsight's 2020, was that the right call?
It was the right call, but the way we went for it was not ideal. We should have had several people go back, and only 2 people do Baron, something like that. There are also some other calls that just weren't optimal, but overall, it's just the Koreans just played better, and it shows that Koreans are just really good at the game, and it kind of sucks right now.
You guys pulled out a pretty wild strat in game 2. You guys sent Chaos up top pretty much alone. You sent Darius down bot alone. You guys had 3 solo lanes, and you on Blitzcrank, you just roamed with Oddwin. I believe he was playing Maokai at that point. So it was basically a roam kill lane is what you guys were doing. Just roamed every lane. Is there a particular reason you guys thought that would work against Frost? Because it worked very well in the early game. You guys were up 4-0. You got a really early tower. What exactly happened for that game to crumble around you guys?
When a team is 4-0, that game is pretty much should be won. Like, you just keep pushing the lead, don't give up kills, and you have a winning position. You just have to keep it. And what happened in that game is we gave up a bunch of free kills, like unnecessarily, and you can't do that in a competitive game. Like when the games are this close, you have to just keep your lead. You can't let them get the lead, and that's what we failed to do that. And then the game ended up as even, and then when we started team fighting, we just team fought it really poorly, and they did really well. Vlad often got his ultimate heal plague on several people, and the AoE damage just kept pouring in, and it was just like, oh, we had a poke comp, and we're running into an AoE comp, so it's just really, really bad play on our part.
So what is the future of TSM here? You guys going back to the drawing board, gonna get back to your gaming house, really kind of hit the books in a way, and then prepare for the Season 3 World Championship Series?
Well, right now, Riot, like, it's pretty obvious that Riot's gonna make huge changes to the game. Just overall, like, graphics, like small things like that, and then big things like Ezreal getting nerfed. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be overhaul of items. Like, there's gonna be so many changes, and right now, we're just gonna wait for our next patch. I mean, we're gonna stay here in Cali for a little bit just to watch the end of the games. But mainly, there's gonna be so many changes that if we go home and practice what we just learned, it's not gonna be too, like, you're not gonna do much. Championship series is not gonna happen until next year, so we have some time. For a lot of us, it's like the first time we really had a break, a real break since we moved in the gaming house. So
take some time, relax, right?
yeah, it's right now. It's still the frustration of losing is still there. It's,
the wound is still fresh.
yeah, it's not much. I don't know. Yesterday we were thinking like, okay, tomorrow or tonight we're gonna practice for our games and stuff like that, and now it's like, oh, there's nothing else to do. So
it's disappointing. We had an interview with Alex Hitch earlier, and he said at the press conference, actually, he didn't think the North American teams stacked up to any European and any Korean teams just because of lack of dedication. He said, even though you guys have gaming houses, you guys are solo queuing, you're streaming for your own profit. None of the M5 guys stream, none of the Frost guys stream. What do you have to say to that? Do you think that is a necessary change that North America needs to make to get on par with like Frost and M5 and whatnot?
Part of it, it's just when teams scrim, obviously you have to have two teams, so you have to have two dedicated teams. And for us, our strategy was to go against the European teams a lot of times by scrimming against them and stuff like that. But I don't know, our dedication wasn't there, even though there's so much online. Like there was a lot of wasted time, and part of it was just, I don't know, we just didn't have the dedication. Like, people wanted solo queue, people sometimes stayed up late. It was not ideal, and for Season 3, I'm not too sure what exactly our schedule is going to be, but hopefully we can show that NA isn't the worst region, because it's really disappointing to see that.
It definitely is. Now that you guys are out of the tournament, unfortunate, of course, who do you think can take it? Do you think, after seeing Frost play firsthand, do you think that they can take down the powerhouse of M5? Do you think M5 will get upset against World Elite tomorrow? What do you think can happen in this tournament?
I think M5 is going to get to the finals. I think Frost will also get to the finals, and Frost against M5, it's going to be close, but I don't know. I've never seen the M5 play against a Korean team. I don't know how their strategy is going to stack up.
Just got a wristband thrown at me by Uni. I think she wants me to finish up, and that's pretty much what we're doing.
I'm pretty sure that was an accident, but that was kind of bad. Anyways.
Thanks, Uni.
Well, yeah, that's kind of jerkish. But anyways, M5, Zoo Frost, they're what I would bet on. And if I had to bet on one, I would probably say M5, just because, I don't know, I kind of want to see Euros beat Koreans, just to bring them down.
The closest thing to America you can get, right?
Yeah, pretty much. At least they speak some English. Like, there's the saving grace, right? So.
Awesome. Well, I wish you guys the best of luck in the championship series, Season 3. Your time in Season 2 is pretty much over. I'm sure you guys still have a lot of more tournaments to play, IPL 5, stuff like that. So we'll definitely see you around. Any shout-outs? You want to talk to the TSM fans a little bit? Personal, one-on-one, just you and the camera?
Sure. First off, obviously, I'd like to apologize to all the TSM fans, all the NA fans. Just, we did not expect to come out and lose this hard, and it's very disappointing. So, sorry. Hope Season 3 is going to be different. And big thanks to Solo Mid and so many fans, of course. Like, weren't for those guys, we wouldn't be here. And shout out to our sponsors, Razer, Ventrilo, Gunner, and our Orange PC. So big thanks to our sponsors, and thank you guys for interviewing me.
Of course. Wouldn't have it any other way. I appreciate it. Not to pour salt in the wound, but 3%. That's correct. I'm sorry about that. Xpecial, Pluto. We'll catch you guys next time.